we want to connect the new information with stuff that we already know.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime we can do that, that is ideal. For instance,
Right.
like those mind maps, it just occurred to me. So we all agree, when I say the word apple, we all agree about appleness. I don't have to go into detail about, it was red, delicious, and it grew on a farm up in, I don't have to do any of that, because we agree to the extent that we all understand appleness. But our perception of apple is different for everybody. A baker might think of an instant pie. They might get an image of a pie, or someone from New York might think, oh, that's my identity. I'm from the apple. But so what we do is we try to make connections for anything that could be related to that, because when we try to recall the appleness of it or make a connection with the appleness, we'll have those to retrieve. And anything that we call it making it sticky. So
yeah. So you're kind of anchoring it to something that's already there and just adding more information into whatever folder you've already created, instead of creating all these new folders in your brain and then going, well, where did I put that? And I think that that causes a lot of scatterbrainness, because we have things that should be that look like my Google Drive. I have to admit, I don't file things. My poor admin, she took over and she's like, oh my goodness.
But that's the thing. You probably know where everything is.
Not really.
No, okay. Well, that's how my computer's organized too. It's like all over the place. No one else knows where anything is, but I do. And I think that's a really big misconception on how people think like our memory is designed. Like we think it's these filing cabinets with like really nice, clean, neat folders and everything, is in its spot, but really it's more of like a spider web, or like this cluster of like knotted up yarn, and
connected.
And everything is connected. And the key to learning memory is to create more of these connections. Like Julie said, what else can we attach to this idea of an apple?
Right.
And it might come across like a scatterbrain, but if you think further down the line, so say when you introduce writing, creative writing, poetry, whatnot, metaphor, analogy, those connections are what creates those ideas. Like
piggybacking off of her 5, you have the standard configuration on a dice, but you also have a hand, which is the first thing we usually figure out as 5. You have a $5 bill. You have a high five. You think of sports. There's 5 people on a team for basketball. Like all these connections can be made, and that's just the idea of 5.
Right.
So it's just making it, I guess, stickier or recallable. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that spider web analogy, because yes, for all of us that are folder impaired, well.